Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vicky Paul, and I'm an intuitive and artist. And I use art and creativity to connect with energy and bring through intuitive messages and wisdom. And I wanted to start doing weekly and monthly intuitive energy art readings. They are general readings, so they're not going to resonate with everybody, but I do believe that if you are watching this, there will be something in the video that is going to resonate and click with you. So this is for May 2024. And I just wanted to say thank you, first of all, for your support. I really appreciate sharing this space with you. And of course, if the readings resonate, then I would really appreciate if you would like, share and subscribe. It'll not only help me grow the channel, so that means I can reach more people, but it also helps me to understand that what I'm bringing through is connecting with you. So let's get started. So I've already cleansed the space and I've already tuned in to the energy and brought through symbols and words that I'm going to share with you now. So the first thing that came through to me was a serpent. So the serpent to me means a couple of things. You'll notice there is a little sting in the tail with the serpent. So serpents for me are all about shedding skin. So you may find that this month you are being called to release what no longer serves you. And that could be people, places, experiences, things that you've been holding on to for years, energetic, emotional baggage that you've been holding on to for years. But also, I feel the energy is about something refreshing and renewing within you. So you shedding old skin. So it could be that your appearance, you're doing something with your appearance, changing your hair, changing your style with clothes, getting rid of clothes that you haven't worn for a long time that just don't resonate with you. And it's really about stepping into something new, something like a new version of who you are. So it's getting rid of your old skin, getting rid of old baggage and moving forward with more freedom about who you are, more confidence. Snakes are very confident. They're predators. And not that I'm suggesting that you're going to be predator energy, but it's about feeling confident in who you are and what you're all about. I will say though, just notice that there is a little sting in the tail. So what I also feel is that just be mindful of how you communicate and how you speak to loved ones, friends, colleagues this month, because there could be that there's a wee bit of a nippy energy there. So you might just say something that might seem innocent to you, but it might just have a bit of a sting in the tail to somebody that you are talking to. The next energy that came through was forest. So this is a forest, and you'll notice this is evergreen trees rather than deciduous. So evergreen hold their leaves all year round. So this to me feels very much like the energy of something that you're working on that's starting round about this month is going to last a lifetime. So you are looking at all of life situations, what you want to do, where you want to be, where you want to live. And for me, trees are very much life givers. They recycle oxygen and carbon dioxide. So I feel that this is also the energy of you cleansing and you recycling and you bringing in the old and letting it go and creating something new. Also, these symbols can be literal. So whilst they have an energetic resonance, it may also be that you're being called more to spend time in nature, walk through the forest and just really enjoy the energy of trees. But the other thing that strikes me with this is it's about the phrase, you can't see the wood for the trees. So it could be that you are trying to make a decision or struggling to make a decision and there's just too much information coming in or there's too much information going round in your mind and it's that you can't see the wood for the trees. So this feels to me that spending some time and energy in some nature will actually help you tap into and release all those extra bits of noise going on in your mind to help you see a clear path. I then got several words that came through. So the words home, leaving, healing, and womb. So for me, when I call in energy, it can come through as colors, come through as words and symbols, memories, and also images. But what's interesting is this reading, I used a red oil pastel crayon. Red is very much the energy of the root chakra and our grounding energies. So it makes sense that there's some nature energy coming through, that you're being called to go and spend more time in nature, to go and ground your energy. So it may be that you're spending too much time in your head. So are you daydreaming? Are you not grounding your energy enough, taking some time to sort of reroute. The word home also makes me feel very much that you could be questioning where you belong and who you belong to. So you could be questioning whether you're living in the right space, whether you're wanting to move house. Some of you may be considering moving house and relocating, different city, different country. But it also could be about where you belong in amongst a group of people, in amongst your tribe. Do you feel that you are surrounded by people who get you, who understand who you are and support you? The other thing with this energy is that the red and the root chakra are also synonymous with our foundations and what makes us feel strong and stable and secure. So that could be something that you are questioning at the moment. And this could be an energy that you've lived with for a long time. So have you been living with the energies of stability, security, and striving particularly for financial security, and often finding that although you've got that financial gain, it doesn't make you feel satisfied? So these are energies that are coming up at the moment to help you connect with who you are, where you belong, and what makes you feel safe and secure. I also got the word leaving. And for me, this is very much about what are you leaving behind? This is part of this cleansing energy through the forest. So we are leaving people, places, and things that no longer serve us, part of this shedding of the skin with the serpent energy. It could also be that some of you are thinking about leaving your career, leaving your job because it's just not satisfying you anymore. There is a lot of healing going on at this time, a lot of healing energy coming through, and that certainly connects with the forest and the cleansing and the renewing. So take some time to just settle into yourself. What feels healing to you? What practices feel healing to you? Are you eating healthily? Are you exercising? Are you being mindful? The other energy was womb that came up, and this also makes sense in terms of the red colors that come through. The root chakra and the red energy is associated with our lower 2 or 3 chakras. And to me, the womb energy is about birthing and rebirth and creativity. So you could be giving birth to some ideas, whether that's new hobbies or a new career path that you want to follow, or there's a call to be more creative. Now, we create every aspect of our lives, but there could be a call to create in an artistic fashion, and that could be writing, painting, music, something that's been maybe bubbling away under the surface for a while, or a past hobby or something you used to do as a child might be wanting to come through. And I feel that you're going to get a lot of healing when tapping into these creative energies. It's going to help you renew and release and actually understand what your future is. And I feel that with this evergreen energy with the forest, it feels that you're looking at all of life, where you want to be, how you want to spend the next 10 years, 20 years. I then got the energy of a river. Believe it or not, this is a river. And to me, rivers are about emotion. And you'll notice that this is a meandering river. And this energy feels very much to me that you are being asked to just go with the flow. And although you have an idea or feeling called to explore where you want to be in the next 10 or 20 years, I feel that this river energy is very much about going with the flow. And rather than having a fixed point about where you want to be in the future, just having an idea of how you want to feel in the future and what that could potentially look like, and just keeping that vision in your mind's eye and in your heart, and just allowing yourself to open up to the flow and the pace of the river. Sometimes rivers flow slowly, but when it rains heavily, they flow quickly, they burst their banks. So this is about just allowing yourself to expand and contract with that energy and just allowing life to take you where you need to go, because there will be wisdom and energy and new experiences found in the ebb and flow of that river. Rather than you trying to resist the river, just allow yourself to flow with the energy. And kind of tapping into the healing energy that came through, I got this vision of you, but this is your shadow self. So this is cast a shadow. And I feel that there's a lot of energy of shadow work coming up. And this is all connected to this healing energy. We all have a shadow side to ourselves. That's the part of ourselves that we don't love, we don't like to shout about, we don't like to share or show with people, but it very much makes up who we are. It's the yin and yang of who we are. And without the shadow, there can't be light, and vice versa. So I feel that we are all being called to look at our shadow self. And this kind of ties in with the second image that came up around about this energy, which was a box. So a lot of us put a lot of our shadow experiences, shadow selves into a little box. We close the lid and we push it to the side and we don't actually look at it. But that energy is still with us. It stays with us 24/7. And if we don't address it, the more things that we put in the box, the more that energy begins to block us. So it helps pull us into this kind of stasis space, which at times is fine and it's safe and it's comfortable. But when you're ready to move on, if you still haven't really looked at what's going on in that box and opened that lid and processed and let go of those past experiences, past hurt, past truths that we don't want to accept, then it can stop you and block you from moving forward. And I really feel as we step into this May energy, it's about opening that lid, allowing that light to come in, looking into the shadows and actually processing some of that energy, some of those experiences that you haven't looked at. And for many of you, this will be energy and experiences that you haven't looked at for years, all the way back to childhood. So I want you to look in that box, but it's just also come to mind when I've been sharing this, that actually this could be a treasure trove. You know, treasure is found in boxes and you don't know what's in there until you open the lid. So this is also about excitement and the bringing back that surprise in life and what's inside this box. Whilst there could be some shadow stuff, you could also find a whole load of treasure in there. I then got some words around some of the sort of more challenging energy that we're feeling at the moment. And this feels global as much as personal. So the words of hope, fear, loss, and being gentle. We all have that innate hope. That's what makes us human. No matter what goes on in life and how difficult things can be, we hold on to that hope, even if it's just the tiniest amount. And the energies of May are really calling to expand on that energy of hope and what is possible for you personally, also collectively. But I feel because there's so much challenge and negativity going on in the world at the moment, we're still hanging on to that fear and residual fear from the pandemic. We get fed fear day in, day out, 24/7 with the news cycle. So I feel that there's a lot of us spend too much time connected with that energy, even in the television programs that we're watching and the dramas. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of fear, a lot of loss. And whilst this taps into our narrative and it can feel familiar and it can actually dumb down and dull out how you feel, I want you to really just begin to look at these energies and find some time and space to process. Instead of putting that energy in the box, allow it to come out and just sit with the feeling of what that feels like. And what are you fearful of? What loss are you experiencing? And certainly in the West, we don't spend a lot of time processing grief and loss. We really struggle to talk about it. We really struggle to understand what that means to us. We can be judgmental of others and how they process their own loss. And loss can be loss of identity, loss of self, loss of a job or a career. And it can also be loss of loved ones. So I feel that there's an invitation to really explore what loss means to us and actually to embrace loss and what it offers us, because it is the one constant in life. We will all experience loss across all of our lives, but we try and shy away from it. And I really feel there's a lot of gifts to be given and a lot of treasure in understanding what loss means and embracing loss. And in actual fact, celebrating what comes out of loss. And this energy is also tied in with gentle. Now, I am a bit of a fan of Married at First Sight Australia. Don't judge. And there's a beautiful woman on the show called Lucinda in the current, I think it's the 11th series. And she has such a beautiful energy. And when I was tuning in, she came to mind, but I couldn't do her justice in painting with an oil pastel crayon. So the word gentle came to mind about how she treats herself, her fellow contestants, and she has just such a beautiful energy. She's been through a lot. She's gentle with herself in processing that and processing the hurt and the hardship that she's gone through, and in tune is very gentle with other people and very understanding in terms of what they're processing and how they react and act in life. And I feel that we should all be a wee bit more Lucinda. We should all soften up a little. We should all be a little more gentle with ourselves. And in doing that, we'll be a lot more gentle with other people. The next image that I got was of someone juggling. And I feel that for many of us, we are juggling so much in life. And what I felt with this energy more than anything else, you will notice that the balls are all been juggling and it's beautifully even. So whilst you are juggling a lot, I feel that you have the energy to do that. So I want you to have the confidence and the understanding that, yeah, you're going to be juggling a lot. Life as parents, as colleagues, juggling the school run, juggling what you want to do, fitting in all the things that modern life wants from us. I feel you're going to manage it. I then had the image of a willow tree, a weeping willow. So again, another tree image coming through. But what sprung to mind when this image came through was the word weeping. So I feel that for some of you, there will be a lot of tears coming up, and tears are good. Tears are a release of energy. And I feel it's really important that you honor that and just allow those tears to come out and create a space for those tears to come out. And I'm also being called to say that tears are vulnerable, and being vulnerable takes huge courage, and you can create massive shifts in your life by having tears. And we can also cry with tears of joy as well. So I really feel that tears are a cleansing process as well. Tears clean our eyes and allow us to see more clearly. And I feel that this is all kind of tied in with the energy of, where do I want to be in the next 10 or 20 years? What do I see in the future? What's that evergreen energy? So the fact that we've had the forest and also this weeping willow tree, I feel that in clearing your eyes through tears will help you visualize your future. It will help you see where you want to go. Because I feel for some of you, there's this kind of idea of what it is you want your life to look like and where you want to be, but you can't quite articulate it or you can't quite visualize it. I feel that these energies are going to help you do that. I then got the energy of a star, a 5-pointed star. And this is twofold or threefold for me. I feel that many of you don't really realize what a star you are and how important it is for you to shine your light. Because in you being you and you being the star that you are and acknowledging that, you're going to really light up not only your own life, you're going to light up other people's life. And I also feel that you need to remember that you are the star in your own movie. What do you want that movie to look like? How do you want that star to behave, to shine? What is it you want from your own life? And also, the stars are about constellations. And I feel the energies of water coming through again, not this time with a river, but with the sea. And people used to navigate with the stars. The stars would guide people home. They would guide sailors to their destination. And I feel there's a lot of wisdom in the stars, and there's a lot of adventure in the stars, because we don't know what's up there. We can only begin to imagine what is going on up in the cosmos. So this energy is about trusting the universe, being open to being inspired by what the unknown is, because a lot of the kind of universe and what's up in the stars is unknown, and that can be exciting. So I don't want you to be fearful or daunted by that process. I then got the image of a heart inside a heart inside a heart. And when I tapped into this energy, I had a slight pain sensation in my heart. So I feel for some of you, you will be maybe experiencing some heartbreak and some loss. So I really, first of all, send you a huge hug and some compassion around that, because heartbreak is really, for me as a Cancerian, it's one of the worst pains to go through, and it can take a long time to heal from that. I also feel that this energy is around the physical sensations of anxiety. So some of you may also be going through some anxiety at the moment. And I feel connecting back to going into the forest and going into nature and grounding, that will really help you to process and release the anxiety. And the other thing that's coming through, just as I'm talking to you here just now, is that the serpent energy, whilst there is this sting in the tail, it also has its tongue, and you know, snakes use this energy to sense where they're going, to sense danger, to taste almost what's there, you know, what's coming up in front of them. And I feel that this energy is also connected into the anxiety, because snakes, whilst they are predators, they're also on the lookout all the time. So there's this kind of heightened awareness with a snake. So I feel that your awareness is really heightened at the moment. And because of that, I feel it's giving you additional anxiety. So this may well be for people who are particularly sensitive, whether you're a light worker or you're just an empathic person or a very compassionate, intuitive person. I feel that in shedding some of your older skin and some of that baggage, you're going to bring through this more confident new self that has fresh, tougher skin. So that's going to help you create additional boundaries around what is causing anxiety. And the other thing that came through with this heart energy is I want you to find the space and time to love yourself more, to be a bit more Lucinda, to be a bit more gentle and a bit more loving with yourself. You know, it's not just one heart, it's 3 hearts inside. So I feel that this is not only looking at your own heart, but also those round about you, your loved ones. And what do those relationships mean to you? Are you getting out of them what you want, but also are you giving them the right energy as well? Are you being more loving with other people? Because the more loving you are, the more love you receive. And I also feel that this energy is about those of you who are seeking love. So looking for a relationship. And I feel, again, because of the hearts inside one another, the more loving that you can be with yourself, the more of that energy you will radiate, and therefore the more of that you will attract. So I hope that this reading has connected with you. Thank you very much for watching and for sharing this space. And again, as I said at the beginning of the video, I'm really growing this channel, and I would so appreciate if the energy reading did resonate with you, then please like, share and subscribe. This is a general reading. I do offer one-to-one readings, so if you would like to find out more about those, I've put all the details into the comments below and a link to my Instagram and website if you want to give me a follow. So sending lots of love for your month of May.